Coming up on Takedown with Chris Hansen.
Oh my God, this is a setup, isn't it? I figured.
Oh, did you?
It's another busy investigation in Genesee County, Michigan.
I don't do this a lot.
Well, you did it tonight. It's Wednesday.
Because this man makes a midweek bad decision.
Then why tonight did you decide to do it for the first
I
time?
don't know.
And all that's left for him
You are now on my show.
is the cry.
Oh my God, this is so ridiculous.
I hope you're enjoying this free full episode of Takedown on our YouTube channel. But there's something you need to know. There are literally hundreds of new episodes either in production or on our streaming channel right now, uncensored, all on WatchTruBlu.com. Use the code YouTube26 to watch all of the episodes for $2.50, or for an annual subscription, use YouTube Year for $20 off. Also, and this is very important, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you on TruBlu. I'm in Genesee County, Michigan with the Ghost team for this latest investigation. At the Sting House, a sheriff's office detective has a man already on his way to meet a minor. She fills me in on the chat and the details.
Tell me about this guy. What do we know about him?
So far that we know that he is en route to us. He sent me screenshots of his GPS and Google Maps of him driving to us, so we know he's en route. His ETA is allegedly 8:18, so it's 7:53 right now. So
he's 20
pretty
minutes
soon.
out. Yeah.
He started the conversation asking, if we are available and how much. He wanted full service, a head and fuck. I offered if 100 was good for him. He said yes and asked for a sexy picture. I informed him that we don't send nudes until after the first date, and then he asked us for a regular photo. So we sent a regular photo of the decoy, said beautiful, asked if we had a place to do this. I said, yep, got a house. I asked him how old he was because I didn't want some creepy old dude. He said he was allegedly 45 years old. I told him I was younger. He asked how old, baby. I said I'm 15, but I love fucking older guys and I'm super discreet. He asked if I was sure about that, and I said yes. And then he went on to say that he lives in Lexington. He gets out of work at 7, and he can be here about 8:30ish, which lines up. And I could get $150 for sex and head, if I'm okay with that. He asked for the address right then and there. He asked who I lived with, and I said Mom, and that he can't wait to see me. He asked if I was in school and what grade I was in, and that school is very important. Did I ever have sex with someone his age? So the oldest guy I've had sex with was about 30. I think you'll be better. You'll know what to do. He said absolutely. Called me a sweetheart. That he can tell that.
And so, as far as we know, he's due here at 8:18.
Yeah, he sent me a screenshot from 7:25 from his phone. He was on 69 on his way here.
And do we know what he does for a living?
We were doing a workup on him. I believe he was a carpenter.
Got it. Excellent.
The man chatting with the detective has driven about an hour and a half and has finally arrived at our Sting House. The decoy greets him at the door.
We're still moving in.
He has a look around.
You can go ahead and come in if you want.
He follows her towards the kitchen.
The chair's right here. If you want to have a seat. I gotta go plug in my phone real quick. So if you want to see right there, I'll just be right back, okay?
But I'll be the one to tell him to have a seat.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, what?
Sit right there. I'll tell you.
Oh my God, this is a setup, isn't it? I figure.
Oh, did you? What did you think it was?
It's a setup, isn't it?
A setup? What do you mean
Yeah.
by setup?
Yeah, why that girl call me?
Why the girl called you?
Yeah, we've been texting.
You've been texting.
I text her.
Yeah,
and
okay.
If she was available, she said yes, I'm available on the
So
plane.
where did you find her? How did this all start?
She was in it online.
Online.
Yes.
And where online was she? What kind of a site was it? A
It's-
site where adults meet?
Yeah, it's adult.
People for sex?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
adult set.
And
Yeah, it's
what were
adult
you
set.
looking for tonight?
I just looking for a blowjob. You know,
Looking for what?
a blowjob.
A
That's
blowjob.
yeah,
So you were just looking for oral sex.
Yeah, I wouldn't say. I told him, I say, I don't. If the conversation can show you
Yeah.
on my phone.
Yeah.
I got.
No, I've seen the conversation.
I say first. I say. She say, how much you want?
Yeah.
She say, first she say $100. I say,
$100.
I give you 150. But I say, I want a sex and I want a blowjob.
You want sex and a blowjob.
Yeah.
And at what point during all this talk about having oral sex and intercourse did she tell you she was 15?
She didn't say that. She say 19. But in one sense, I say, are you at school? She said she
said she was 15.
Yeah, I said,
but I love effing older guys. You said, are you sure?
Yes.
And then you offered $150 for sex and head, you said.
Yes.
And you asked for the address.
It's true. I'm not gonna.
It's all true. Okay.
I'm not lying.
And then you asked if she was in school.
Yeah.
And she said yes.
She said, I just finished 10th grade, she says.
Just finished 10th grade.
Yes.
And what did that indicate to you that she had just finished 10th grade?
I said that you live by yourself, that she's illegal, basically.
Right.
She's illegal.
Right. And how old are you?
I'm 59.
You're 59. But you
Yes.
told her that you were 45. Why did you lie about your age?
I don't have an answer for that for you.
You don't have an answer. So if you lied about your age online, why should I believe that you're telling me the truth
I
now?
did like to the conversation about my age.
Right.
It's true. The only thing I lie about it.
But when you rolled in here, when you came in, you knew that you were going to meet a 15-year-old girl, correct?
You know what? It's a lot of girls out there if you look.
A lot of girls out there, but that doesn't make it right.
I've never been with anyone that age, never.
Then why tonight did you decide to do it for the first time?
I don't know. It just wanted to have a head, sir.
You just wanted oral sex.
Yes.
And so you figured, well, I've never done it with a 15-year-old girl before, but I'll do it tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's true.
that's true.
Yeah.
Okay. And what is your name?
Louis.
Louis. And Louis, what do you do for a living?
I work in construction.
In construction. And what do you do in the field of construction?
I do all kinds of things. I do floors like this.
You do floors,
Yeah, windows. I do floors, window siding.
siding. And
That's-
where do you live, Louis?
I live in Port Huron.
Port Huron. And are you married? No. Do you have a girlfriend? Do you have children?
I got one.
And how old is your child?
She's 25.
He's 25. Then what do you think
He's
your
married.
son would
He's
think
He's married.
about you being out here looking
He
for
he
a
don't
girl?
know my personal.
He doesn't know your personal business.
No, he don't know my personal things. No, we don't get involved on that stuff.
Have you ever been in trouble before with the law, Louis? In Texas? In Illinois?
No, miss.
But you lived in Texas and you lived in Illinois.
No, I came to Houston. I moved to California here. I've been in the state of Michigan since 1994.
Since 1994, you've been in Michigan.
Yes.
And you've never been in trouble before? You've never had to register as a sex offender before?
No, no.
No felonies? And have you met women
I never
online?
met anyone like this. I don't know why in my head this I say, oh, I'm gonna have a little young girl give me this. Is ridiculous, right?
It's ridiculous, right? But you did it, Luis.
I like, what the fuck? I don't know what I was thinking. Really.
Well, tell me what you were thinking, because it doesn't make sense to me either, and it's very illegal.
I said, I'm really sorry about this. I am. I really am. My son will be ashamed of me if I
Your son would be ashamed of you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've never been in any trouble in any kind.
Have you ever met a woman online for sex before?
Yeah, but they all disappear.
They all disappear. What do you mean they disappear?
Yeah, I would say going to disappear.
You have sex once with them and then they disappear.
Yeah, disappear.
How many times have you met women online for sex?
A couple times.
A couple times.
I don't do this a lot. Trust me, I don't.
Well, you did it tonight. It's Wednesday.
I don't do this like I do it like maybe every 5, 6 months.
Every 5, 6 months, you get online.
I don't do this.
Did you
I
bring
really-
cash with you?
Yes.
Did you bring condoms with you?
Yes.
Put them on the table.
Yes, I did.
You don't have any weapons, do you?
No.
Okay.
Look, I brought
Okay.
what I promised her,
Yeah.
and I brought the condoms. Yes, I do.
Put them there.
Let's see.
All right. So you were ready for sex.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Sex with a 15-year-old girl.
Yeah, I mean, it's what she was saying on the phone.
Well, why are you putting this on her? You're the adult here. You're the 59-year-old man who decided to come over here.
I'm so sorry, sir.
You're sorry.
I'm sorry for.
What do you suppose should happen to you, Louis?
What's that?
What should happen to you?
I don't know what it went through my mind. I'm not sure. I just even got out of work earlier, and this is absolutely ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. It sure is
Oh yeah,
And it's a serious crime. It's a crime, Louis. It's a crime. You know that.
I really feel sad for myself. Really,
Yeah.
I am.
What about for the
Nothing
girl?
with it.
And what do you think would have happened, Louis, if you had walked in
I
here
would not.
and a 15-year-old girl was
I
here?
would not- In my brain, I say, I haven't had this girl give me a blowjob. I'm not gonna touch her.
Yes, but Louis, that's sex, having oral sex. That is sex with a 15-year-old girl.
I'm not lying to you.
Yeah.
I'm not
So what
lying.
would have happened if you had walked in here and there was a 15-year-old girl and we were not here? What would have happened?
I don't know. We probably would have oral sex.
You would have had oral sex.
That's what will be happening.
Yeah, but you wanted to have
You know,
regular
that-
sex too.
That's what I would have done. And I would have not done it.
Wait a minute.
No,
You're saying you would have done it? You wouldn't have
No,
done
I
it?
would have not done.
You would not had intercourse, but
Oh,
you
yes.
just have oral sex.
Yes.
So in your mind, it's okay to have oral sex with a 15-year-old, but not to have intercourse. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's not okay.
Yeah.
Nothing's not okay.
Nothing's okay, is it?
Nothing is okay.
Nothing you're doing here is okay.
No.
In fact, it's against the
I
law.
agree. Trust me, 100% agree with you, Ness.
Louis, where are you from originally? What country?
I'm original from El Salvador, but
From Salvador.
I've been in this country since the 80s.
Since the 80s?
Yes.
And are you a U.S. citizen?
I'm not deferred. I'm not with the legal status, working legal status.
So you have legal status?
Yes.
You have a green card?
It's like it's a TPS. They call
It's a TPS. And what is a
Yes, I do.
TPS?
As a temporarily protected status. You allowed to work in the country, stay in the country, and do your taxes. I do my taxes, do everything. I've been fighting my resident aliens since really 92.
Since 92. Why has it been so difficult for you to get United States citizenship?
God. Oh my God. I be honest with you. I has filed this.
You have bought this?
Situation?
Yeah.
I told my kid a lot of times, I say, if I have all the money I have spent in immigration, I'll leave the country. I have spent about $300 in lawyers and bonds.
$300.
$300,000.
$300,000
$1,000.
to try to get U.S. citizenship. And why have they
Like,
not
all
wanted
my
to give you
family-
U.S.
all my
citizenship?
family are a U.S. citizen. I'm the only one in the whole family that has complete his documents.
Documents. And what do you think is going to happen to your quest to become a U.S. citizen when people find out about this,
I don't know.
which is a felony?
I beg you for forgiveness.
Well, I'm not the one who can grant you forgiveness.
I beg you for forgiveness for that.
I know it's not up to me to forgive you. But I can tell you this, Louis. My name is Chris Hansen,
Chris Hansen.
and I'm a television journalist. And I do stories on men who try to sexually exploit children. The show is called Takedown with Chris Hansen.
Oh my God, this is so ridiculous.
And you are now on my show.
Oh my God.
Is there anything else you want people to know about your situation?
No, I very honest guy and very. I never.
You don't seem like a very honest guy now, telling a 15-year-old girl you want head and fuck. You offer to pay her $150. You ask her for a photo. You lie about your age.
She sent me a couple photos, never sent a true photo though.
But you said you wanted to have oral sex and intercourse, and I'm cleaning up the language here because you used much more crude language, and you were willing to pay $150, and here's the $150, and here are the condoms you were going to use with a 15-year-old girl. You know that's a crime here in this country, right?
Oh my God.
You ask her, have you ever had sex with someone my age? She says, only 30. You call her sweetheart. You ask for the address. And then how long did you drive to get here, Louis?
I'm not sure.
Hour and a half. And during that 90 minutes, at any time did you say to yourself, Louis, you're 59 years old, you don't have U.S. citizenship.
When you are like that,
We shouldn't
you
be
just
here.
don't think, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you should think.
You know, you just don't think.
Well, you didn't think. That's what happened.
Yeah.
And there's no excuse for trying to have sex with a teenage girl. That's exploitation. What do you think the impact on that 15-year-old girl would be after you had sex with her? What do you think that would do to her mind?
Yeah, I just don't know what to say. I don't know.
Well, what do you think should happen to you?
I've never been in trouble. I'll be honest with you. You know this, right? I've been very
I
honest.
appreciate that. I don't take any joy in confronting you this way.
No, it's not a joy. Trust me, it's not. Not for you or me or
No, I don't like
Guy.
I don't like this. I don't like what you did.
no. So sorry.
What do you regret most tonight, Louis? Everything.
I don't do this. I don't do this. Trust
I know,
me. I don't
but
go.
you're
I
here.
work to pay my bills, to help my son. I got a grandson that he's so beautiful, and help my son. I don't do this. You know, I don't know what really happened.
Well, I know what really happened, which is you got online looking for a
I
sex.
just wanted.
That's
you know,
sex. Yeah, I know.
This is,
Oral sex
like
is
I said,
sex. And with 15-year-old and with a 15-year-old girl, it's illegal. It's a crime. It's a felony.
I decided look it online. You know, I don't do this. I don't do.
You did it tonight, Louis.
I know.
And so it's hard for me to believe that this is the very first time, because every guy I come in contact with says it's the very first time.
No, trust me. You can trust me.
Why can I trust you and not
can
everybody
trust
else?
me because you can ask
You
my
walked in
son.
here
I
with condoms and
I
$150.
live by myself in my place.
Right,
Go to
but
work,
why
I
not
don't-
find women your age to be with, or at least of legal age to be with? Don't you think that would be the right thing to do? And not come over here looking for a 15-year-old girl to violate, to exploit, to do irreparable harm to a child? I mean, come on, Louis, you got to know better than that. And it's hard to have sympathy for somebody who's willing to do that. I got to be honest with you. You can cry and worry about going back to El Salvador, but, you know, you're not going to get a lot of sympathy here.
This is so. I don't know why I was thinking or what I was doing. Is that okay to take my $50?
Well, they'll do with that in a minute, but yeah, I'm not going to keep it myself. No, take it. Go ahead, take it.
I'm telling you, I work hard
Yeah,
to pay my bills, help my son, I raise a child.
I understand all that, but that doesn't make any of what you did tonight okay,
No,
and it doesn't take away the fact that you committed a felony tonight.
is that what it is?
A felony to try to have sex with a child? Yeah.
I don't even know that.
Well, you should. If you want to be a citizen of this country, you should know the laws, don't you think? What happens if you have to go back to El Salvador? What happens to you?
I has to figure a way to live. Figure a way to make myself.
Because that could happen, you know.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I know with the stuff that's happening with Mr. Trump right now.
Yeah. All that stuff's happening with Mr. Trump right now, isn't there?
Oh yeah, I know. It is what it is, you know.
It is what it is.
You can't, you know. I don't have anybody out there. All my family, my grandpa, everybody's dead. They're all dead.
All right. Is there anything else you want people to know about this situation, Louis?
I really am sorry for this. Trust me, this is not in my heart. This is not what Louis does for a living. I don't know what I was thinking. That like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Okay. Well, Louis, there's some people here who are going to take the process from here, and they're going to ask you some questions, and they're going to figure the rest of this out for you, okay?
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for talking
You are
to me.
journalist.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right.
All right, Louis, stand up for me, bud.
Thank you.
Put your hands behind your back.
What's in your pipe?
My phone.
Okay. Anything else?
No. I'm so sorry, sir. Really sorry.
With the tears wiped away, at least for now, Luis is on his way to the sheriff's office for booking and further processing.
Louis kept saying he was sorry. He really wasn't going to have sex. He seemed to delineate between intercourse and oral sex. Of course, we know that the crime is the same when you talk about an underage girl. You want to feel sad for a guy like that, but at the end of the day, if we weren't here and a 15-year-old girl was here, there would, in all likelihood, have been the exploitation of a child, which could have had long-lasting effects on a teenager's psyche.
Luis is being charged with accosting a child for immoral purposes, using a computer to commit a crime, and child sexual abusive activity. We'll keep you posted on the case against him. While Luis seemed remorseful for his actions, it doesn't erase the fact that what he did is illegal, and his actions in Genesee County have consequences. Sheriff Chris Swanson doesn't care if you're an American citizen or someone chasing the American dream. If you commit crimes against children in his county, you're going to pay a price.
A 59-year-old man originally from El Salvador came to the Sting House looking for a 15-year-old girl. And he seemed to argue to me that this was okay because he was just looking for oral sex and not really intercourse. Somehow he, in his mind, thought this was just a casual thing.
That's what we talk about in the past of rationalization. When people who are doing wrong try to rationalize it, they try to defuse it, they try to de-escalate in their own mind. That's all they're trying to do. Minimize it. I'm not going there to have full sex. I'm going there just to do that. Therefore, they feel justified, or they have the courage to do that in their own warped mind. He's not new to this country. He's on a work visa. He's been around. He understands, and he knew exactly what he was doing. But he minimized it by saying it was only oral sex. It wasn't this. I can't be that bad, which is the danger.
He admitted he was wrong. He admitted that he embarrassed himself and his adult son. He claims he's just a hard-working guy who ultimately wants to have U.S. citizenship. Told me he spent $300,000 of his own hard-earned money to try to get, unsuccessfully, but try to get U.S. citizenship. What should happen to this guy?
He gave up his right. No amount of money buys the innocence of a young child. And I'm glad he's apologetic, but he should have thought of that before he answered the text. Anybody who comes to this country seeking citizenship the right way deserves that pathway, and a quick one. But if you come into this country and you harm, you assault, or you attempt to hurt one of our people, especially children, you've given up that right. But that's why we have ghost operations. That's why we have operations where if we don't stand in the gap, then how many American children are going to be victimized?
Watch TruBlu.com is home to the full library of Takedown with Chris Hansen true crime documentaries and exclusive investigations. To hear more about the men caught in my predator investigations, listen to my podcast, Predators I've Caught with Chris Hansen. In this series, I dig deep inside the crimes, inside the minds of the predators, and I'll tell you where they are today. Predators I've Caught, available wherever you get your podcasts.